Okay, Christmas time is the best time of year, obviously. Even though I'm a Jew, I freaking love it. It's like jolly, it's happy, people are more friendly, but I am not near my family during holiday time, which is super sad. And I never really know what to do and what to send to my family during this time. So if you can't be there for the holidays, then send flowers. They're the best gift ever. They're simple, they're classy, they're beautiful, and they make your house smell freaking amazing. Send 100 blooms of Christmas palms from Pro Flowers, festive, cheerful, and perfect for Christmas time. These flowers, honestly, they look like Christmas. They look like a candy cane, like something you would want to put into your mouth, which is awesome. Go to proflowers.com, type in my password, ASK, A-S-K, to get 100 blooms of Christmas cheer for $19.99 with a free glass vase, or add the festive candy cane vase for just $5 more. Go to proflowers.com, click on the microphone in the top right corner, and type in ASK, A-S-K. That is your special password, and that will get you the discount. That's proflowers.com, click on the microphone, and type in ASK.
You know, we love hearing from you, so keep on sending those tweets and comments, because we read every one of them. Your opinion is important. That's why we don't want you to miss the chance to take our listener survey at podcast1.com. You see, your responses will help us make this show the very best it can be. It's not a lot of effort, because it'll only take you about 3 minutes, and you'll get the instant gratification that comes with knowing that you helped us get better. So do it now. Take the survey at podcast1.com. That's podcastone.com. And don't forget, keep those tweets and comments coming.
The following program is a podcast1.com production.
Podcast1.com presents the Ask Women Podcast. A place where two female comics and a professional wing girl get together to dissect the female mind.
You don't know how I feel.
And explain it to men in terms they can actually understand. Boobs. Now, here's the lovely ladies of Ask Women.
Hey guys and ladies, welcome to the Ask Women podcast. I'm Kristen Carney, along with, of course, Marni Kinrys, the relationship expert, best-selling author, and Mo. Yo. And then Art, of course, in the booth. This week we have Art with us, and so we're 2 men, 2 women, and we're going to talk about a lot of... No, this is not a movie. This is not a movie.
TV show.
I love that movie, though. Speaking of 80s, the best.
The best movie ever. That actually was my obsession when I was younger, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm never honest on this show, so I'm going to be honest right now, but that was my obsession.
I watched it recently.
Did you?
Yeah, and it really held up.
Really? Because I always go back to movies now, and I'm like, that sucks. It's not as good of a movie. I watched Heathers the other day, which I loved when I was younger.
I've never seen that.
What?
Never heard of it.
Were you not a girl, teenager ever? What's wrong with you?
Of course I wasn't. Have you heard me speak?
To Heather's house.
Have you seen?
No, I've never seen Heather's.
What? What is wrong with you people?
Have you seen Adventures in Babysitting?
Of course I've seen Adventures in Babysitting. I had no life when I was younger. Of course I watched it.
Yeah.
Have you seen
millions of
E.T.?
times?
E.T.?
Yes, of course.
Jurassic Park?
That was the first movie I ever cried in. And I remember I saw that for Jonathan Kitchler's birthday party when I was younger. I had a huge crush on him.
Yeah.
And I got to sit beside him and share popcorn with him. That was a huge deal. Yeah, but I cried. I was very embarrassed.
A really good classic 80s movie, The Burbs. I don't know if...
I saw that too. God,
Tom
I had no
Hanks.
life when I was
never
younger.
saw The Burbs.
What?
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's a story
You
of...
need to catch up.
Yeah, neighbors who murder, so...
But Heather's was
Maybe
Winona
Mo could end up in
Ryder
the basement.
and Shannon Doherty and what the hell is his name? Christian
Slater?
Christian Slater.
Dude, he was so big.
He was so big. He was so
big.
hot too. Now he's a mess.
Yeah.
He's a huge mess.
I played on my phone, on my app, or whatever, Jeopardy, because I'm bored all the time, but one of
So smart.
the subjects was like Christian, and it was funny because it was like naming like actors named Christian, and of course like Christian Slater was not the answer to any of them, so it just seemed like, you know, he's just so
over.
not relevant anymore.
That's so sad. He was huge.
I know.
He was huge. Well, another
very
huge
handsome.
person is Howard Stern, but no longer is he a huge person in my life. My free subscription for the satellite in my car has run out, and I am totally in withdrawal. It's the saddest thing ever. Honestly, there's nothing to listen to on the radio.
Pay for a subscription.
I'm not. I'm a cheap Jew. No, it's not going to happen.
How much is it?
I have no idea. They kept calling me to tell me, and I was like, I don't want. It's $12.
$12 a month.
Oh, well, maybe it's worth it. But actually, I started downloading TED Talks.
Yeah.
And then I I'm such a technology idiot. Either that or there actually is no auxiliary plug in my car, so I can't figure out how to plug my iPhone into my car or how to get it to, because I have Bluetooth.
There has to be.
I have Bluetooth so I can talk on the phone, but I can't get it to actually play.
There's an auxiliary.
Okay,
there
you'll show
somewhere.
me after the show.
I have one in a 2008 Mazda 3, so you have to have one.
I looked everywhere. I looked in every manual. I looked all over the car, unless it's like in the back seat, and I don't know.
The burglar stole it.
And with the Bluetooth audio, you can run the Bluetooth audio.
Well, you're going to show
through
me
your
after.
phone.
You're coming down to my car and showing me after.
That's
Because I
what
have
I do.
no freaking idea how to do it.
That's exactly what I do, so I'll show you.
Honestly,
What do you drive?
An Audi.
Yeah, you can do it.
Oh my God, I drive an.
I drive an
You're
Innie.
gonna have.
I
a
didn't
lot
say it
more
like that.
You're gonna have a lot more things in an auxiliary plug in there. You're gonna have heated seats and auxiliary.
I don't
plug
have
in the
heated seats. No heated
You
seats.
definitely have heated seats.
No, I would know if I had. I don't have that package. I didn't get that package.
I could come sit on one of the
You
chairs.
know you have headlights in your car.
I do
right?
have headlights,
And-
LED lights.
Oh wow.
Which I don't even care. I didn't want half the things that I got in that freaking car. I wanted to drive me. I want to be up higher, so I got the Q5. It's nice. It's a nice little SUV. It's perfect for me, so it's good. But anyway, I'm in withdrawal of Howard Stern, but the TED Talks that I've been listening to have been really interesting. Have you guys ever listened to TED Talks?
I do.
Yeah?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, because
okay, we'll
any
start.
man named Ted just can't be that interesting for me to listen to.
I forget what it actually stands for, but it's not
It
actually,
stands for something.
It's
no.
not a
Yeah.
TED, but it's education. But there was this really interesting talk on TED Talks by Amy Cuddy. I actually have it on my website as well, but I wanted to re-listen to it because it's about how to cheat confidence. And she what's the statement that she says? Fake it until you become it. So I've talked about this before, but it's a way to get confidence into your body. So you stand in like a superwoman position with your hand, just basically being open.
Yeah, you said
and
it
what
was
it does
the
is
testosterone.
it increases your testosterone and decreases your levels of cortisol.
I started
right away,
growing
you
a
start feeling more
mustache
confident.
as soon as I started doing it.
But it was really interesting to re-listen to it. Honestly, you should listen to TED Talks on as well as our podcast. Obviously,
Of
we don't want
course.
to bump you off of this one for people listening.
Well, speaking of other men not named Ted, we have Michael Yo coming
yes.
today.
Michael Yo!
Yeah, who has so much going on. He's works all the time, and he's
canceled on us 3 times because he does work all the time.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's coming on, and I'm excited for him. You can see him on the OMG Insider, Chelsea Lately, the Yo Show on Yahoo, which gets like 1.5 million downloads per episode.
So crazy.
Michael, yo.
Seriously.
Yo ho,
You're going to
yo
have to
ho.
suck up to him.
Yo.
Get so many hits. But yeah, he's going to be on. And then also we have something wonderful for everybody listening on Amazon. If you go to winggirlmethod.com/Amazon, that will take you to our Amazon page. And we have selected gift ideas for women. Not just for your girlfriend, not for a girl that you're dating, but for all women in your life. Your mother, your aunt, your cousin, whatever, your best female friend, your sister. We have ideas on there so that you don't have to think
It's
about
like
what to
women
buy
who
for
don't
the holidays.
sleep with gift ideas.
Yeah, no, but we have
'Cause
women that you sleep with gift
of
ideas
course,
too.
But there's more women in your life than just the one that.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And we had given a couple of gift ideas last week, and some of those will be up there. And then we have a whole bunch more for you guys, so we make it really easy. The gift guide, the Ask Women gift guide. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
But talk about what you were talking about before.
Well, this guy Kyle Ayers, he's I think a comedy writer, and some people might have seen this. It went a little bit viral, I guess you could say, which I feel like that term is so like 10 years ago now. Viral.
I know. I saw this from Jim Ashley. He posted it on our Twitter wall.
Yeah. But he was on a rooftop at a party and he was witnessing a breakup going on. And so he live tweeted it. Cause a lot of the time, like I'm on this website called witstream.com and we like live tweet events like the Grammys or the Oscars or
cool.
If something happens in the news, it's like this live tweeting thing. So he basically made his own little event, and he did #RoofBreakup. And I wanted to talk about it because I know today we're talking about breakups on the show. We've said it happens during the holiday season.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people break up during holiday season.
Yeah. So Mo and I, the thespians, are going to be recreating.
Yes, and I'll be the
this
narrator.
breakup. You know what? This is going to be more painful than the actual breakup. I have a feeling.
Just watching the two of you act?
Yeah.
All right, so let's begin. A couple is breaking up on my roof right now. I was just trying to enjoy the view. Now I will live tweet the breakup. #RoofBreakup.
I'm not looking for marriage, just what's right below marriage.
Your roommates are fucking assholes.
Don't let me live with them.
Not on the roof.
You never let me talk. I can't be with someone who is so ugh. Like what? Ugh, stop.
Everyone told me New York wasn't for me.
You're so cruel sometimes.
It's a text from my coworkers. A work text.
Let me read it then. Give me the phone.
You don't need to see my phone. Just trust me. Look, I just sometimes want to hang out with my friends, all right? Not my you friends.
I don't want a baby or anything. Not yet.
Okay, so those were the only times I lied to you, right?
I love how that's plural.
Yeah. We can agree on that. Say something else about my fucking wardrobe.
I can't say anything about Mo's personal wardrobe because it's amazing.
Thank you.
Do you see yourself living with me within a year?
Listen, I can't think in terms of, like, time and shit, Rachel. You think I'm immature? Calling people immature is immature.
I guess I'm the only one who doesn't realize how awesome you are. She's like a nice break-upper. Yeah. I would be way more brutal than this.
Stop shivering.
My roommates are always like, where's your boyfriend? And I'm like, and stuff.
This guy is 4 cigs deep right now.
Just tell me what you want, but don't make it something fucking gay.
Are we going to live together?
Yeah, but what is, like, living together? Like what does an apartment mean? You know what I'm saying?
Seriously? Do you love me?
Look, I am not the kind of guy who is into labels, Rachel. You knew that getting into this.
Answer the fucking question.
Oh, now she's getting some balls.
I don't think we need to talk about this up here while there's a random guy over there.
He's just sitting on his fucking phone. He doesn't care. It's so amazing. They're talking about him as he's tweeting. Okay. Answer my question.
He lights up another cig.
I'm not talking about love on a roof in Brooklyn.
She puts her head in her hands, waiting for his response. Then the guy's phone blows up with text. He immediately silences it. Glares are exchanged.
I can't do this. You're a waste of my time.
Listen, are we getting pizza or what? I don't mean to change the subject, but are we?
Why don't you just get pizza with someone from work texts?
Stop.
Seriously, this is embarrassing. I'm done.
She walks away.
No, that was me saying that. And this is actually really embarrassing. I'm done as Kristen reading this.
So what does this mean?
She disappears around the corner into the stairwell. Guy takes a puff of his cigarette and turns to the Manhattan skyline. She is gone. Guy pulls out his phone and starts texting. Okay, yeah, you're right. That was pretty horrible.
Yeah.
This guy is
You guys are actors? What's going on?
It was really bad.
Really bad.
So
they are. They're like
cool.
little statements. What do you mean this guy is so cool? How old is this
so
guy?
Cool. The fact that he takes a hit of his cigarette and looks at the Brooklyn
skyline. Like his moment.
And then pulls up his phone and starts texting.
He must be like 22.
He's back to real
right?
life.
I wish he said like the ages of these people.
I don't know. I would say probably if they're wanting to live together and they're like living in New York, it's a little more pricey. I would say they're probably 26, 27.
Wow.
So what do you guys think of the interaction?
Personally, I know if it were me, which I'm not bragging about, it would be way crueler than this.
Yeah.
Your breakup would be way crueler than this?
Well, an argument.
Right.
I would
like
try
what?
not
What
to
do you
go-
say during arguments?
I hope you die. I hate your family.
No, you don't.
No, I'm kidding. Of course I don't say that.
What do you say?
I get more personal. I think this seemed like very generic. They didn't really seem to get into the nooks and crannies of who
Well, I don't think he was texting the entire conversation. I think he was just texting the highlights, right?
Yeah, definitely
like, funny
texting the highlights. But
statements.
the funnier statements would have been the more brutal, like true statements.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, look, it's a classic case of douchebag and doormat. Okay, this guy is a complete douchebag, and his girlfriend is a doormat, and he walks all over her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's going to keep on using her.
He's not the doormat, or he's the doormat, and
No.
she's not, because, I mean,
How is he the doormat?
No, she is.
He's not giving her a
definitely
straight
the
answer.
doormat.
He wants to go for pizza while they're having a really in-depth conversation.
that's true.
She's asking about living together. He skips it over and says, well, what is like living together?
But who doesn't want pizza? Pizza makes everything better.
That is very true. I agree.
think that's our first lesson for breaking up.
Pizza
is
makes
it
everything better.
Unless it's bad pizza, then the whole thing is just...
So what do you think this couple can do? Can they save their relationship?
No.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen after this is that they're going to get back together.
I think so too. They're going to make up
here's the
afterwards.
thing.
It's going to go in another cycle because a lot of people don't actually know what communication means. So they've gotten all this stuff out there. Then they're going to get drunk at this party that they're at,
And
and
they're
then just feel
gonna bang.
really bad, have sex, and then they've made up for a while. And 3 weeks later, the same things are going to pop up for them.
Well, listen, eventually this woman's going to wake up and leave this guy. And this guy's
Not
really...
so.
I hope so, for her sake. Because, look, I don't even want to call this a relationship. Because the guy's not even into her. The guy's, he doesn't want any commitment out of her. He's obviously not going to marry this girl.
Do you think he's not into her, or do you think he's young and he's enjoying himself in New York right now?
I think he uses the excuse that every guy uses. You knew this getting into it. I don't want a relationship.
Right.
Which is code for I'm banging you and banging other women on the side.
Well, my husband was saying things like that to me when I talked about, getting married and moving in.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't say like, this is the kind of guy that I am. He wouldn't make those statements, but he would say like it's too early to be talking about those
Yeah,
things.
but would he be 4-6 deep and then change the subject to pizza and then completely let you go and like be texting other people?
No, he wouldn't. He was a lot more mature than that and was able to communicate with me. But when I was getting highly emotional, and this is when we didn't know how to communicate with each other, we were just having emotional conversations that were not helpful for anybody and just created a lot of more tension and we never had a resolution for our issues until much later on in our relationship. So we just kept doing the same thing this couple's going to do, which is you break up, you make up, you forget about what happened, and then it builds up slowly again, and then you continue down that cycle. So I wanted to talk today about, breaking up and how to do it properly for this chapter in the Man's Playbook.
Oh,
I love that. I love that. People
for like a split second, I thought we were at a gay bar. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, we're not. We're at a playbook. Okay.
I almost took my shirt off and was just dancing. I was like,
seriously, play it a little bit longer. Make that happen. Okay, so I
don't play it. Don't play it.
Yeah, you're like, God forbid.
I was going to say, you guys bitched about how long the last one was.
I know.
This was too short.
Seriously.
What are you, a bunch of women?
Yes, we are.
I tell you, I just don't
Never
get
perfect.
as pumped up anymore as I used to get.
Really? I saw you bouncing on that music.
I had a little shoulder shake to it.
Because he thought he was at a gay bar.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
That's exactly it.
First of all, Mo at a gay bar would be the funnest thing in the world.
Oh,
because
for sure.
gay guys, love him.
Yeah.
And he has like a good bod.
Yeah.
And that bald head's like the top of a penis.
Yeah.
Let me tell all my straight fans out there who are
You have no fans.
who are into crushing.
Don't
who are
refer to them as fans.
Crushing puss. Okay.
Ugh.
A gay
Ugh,
bar.
turn off his mic. What's
A gay
happening?
bar is the number.
All right, put it back
Perfect.
on.
Listen, a gay
Thank
bar is the number one place to pick up chicks.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree
you
with
get
that.
so many women because A, the sexual energy there is off the roof. B, you have all these hot women that are going there to hang out with their gay
And
friends.
try to convince gay people to want them.
Well, they're there because they don't want to get hit on, right? But then when all these other dudes are making out and the sexual energy's up, they're like, why isn't anyone hitting on me? Why doesn't anyone like me? I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
And then they find the one straight guy there, and he's automatically the hottest person there.
I agree. I don't know if he's the hottest person there, because if he's still like a bump on a log, then he's kind of useless. But I completely agree
if he's
with
not gay, because the gays are definitely hotter than the straight.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So,
definitely
like,
not the
you would
hottest,
do
but-
well there if you were single.
I did really well there. I used to go out to gay bars a lot in
I'm
West
sure,
Hollywood.
because you have a good personality,
Yep.
you're outgoing,
Yep.
and you're cute.
You have a bad personality. You seem
Horrible.
shallow.
I have a tiny wiener.
I believe
perfect.
that you said you love him before the show.
No,
That's what I heard. I went to the bathroom. You said that she said,
She's got a crush on me.
I don't know what's
I'm
happening.
growing
What
on
happens
her.
behind closed doors? I don't know. I wasn't here. Nobody was recording it.
Mo lies like a typical man. I said, Mo, I hate you. And this is what.
And that's what came out of it.
Yep.
Okay, so I was reading Glamour magazine because other magazines were not available at the gym. I don't usually read Glamour, but there was actually some really interesting information there. And I found this article called Breaking Up Do's and Don'ts of Calling It Quits that I wanted to read because I thought it was pretty good advice. All right, slide 1 says, do break up in person if it's, oh my God, my eyes. If it's someone you care about. Obviously, don't do it over the phone, by text, or by email. Talk to the person face to face and be honest but decent, which I completely totally agree with. Especially if you've been seeing them for a while. I know it's easier to break up over text or email, but it's not really the manly thing to do or the womanly thing to do.
And you're not facing reality.
Yeah, exactly. You're just hiding. You're being a big pussy. So,
Okay, so then
do it in person.
So then, and look, I agree with that, but that's always kind of weird too. It's like, where do you ask? So it's like you ask someone to hang out, but then you're
Right, that's the
breaking
hard
up
part is
with
the
them.
setup. Because it's like, hey, want to go get lunch? That's served
it
with the side of I'm going to hit you in the
lunch?
face.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
well,
a
it
weird-
depends how long you've been going out for. Like, I would say if you're 2 months into, or if you've slept with each other, I think you do it in person. If you've only been seeing each other for a couple of weeks, you can just text or email and say, like, you know what I've been thinking about. I just don't feel any chemistry
I would
between
say
us.
phone if you've been seeing each other for a little while.
Yeah,
dating.
maybe phone.
The email text seems more something that you do when it's like we went out on a couple dates and you're like, oh, hey, sorry, just not available. I just going to go in a different direction.
Right.
I think that's when you do the text or the email.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I broke up with a girl on a phone once.
On a phone.
On a phone?
On a telephone.
It was a general phone.
I crushed her, but what it did, and I'm upset I did this, was it leaves so many loose ends open. The only way to really close out a breakup is to meet in person, say everything honestly, and then bang one last time, and then leave it as it is.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that as well.
Just one final.
You speak like an old man with wisdom. Like one of those like Asian, like just wisdomy men.
Yeah.
Exactly. Michael Yo is in the building.
Michael Yo in the house.
Fantastic. He'll be coming in very soon. All right, number 2, but I actually agree with everything that you said. Because a lot of guys who write into me are like, okay, well, I've been going out with this girl for a few weeks, and then she wrote to me and said, blah, just not feeling it, blah, blah. And it leaves them confused, and they always say, like, where did I go wrong? And typically, I can never see a place where they've gone wrong. So my answer to them is usually, she just wasn't feeling it at some point. It's not that you did anything wrong, but usually after the second or third date, people know if they want to continue seeing you.
Yeah.
If you click. Okay, number 2, do prepare what you'll say in advance of the breakup conversation. Write the mental script. That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that. The problem is that if you get thrown off from that script, you may then forget everything you wanted to say.
Yeah. That's true.
So I think if you don't focus on it specifically and just obsess about it, you'll be better off having a generic idea, but trying to write a script means you're going to forget every single thing you meant to say. And you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't say this because then I didn't get cued from something else I forgot. So I think you just have to speak from the heart.
Especially
But it's also just practicing in advance, like knowing what it is that you want to say, because then you can go in like a bumbling fool and not really get the true meaning.
Should take like
of
a
it
public speaking class before
Seriously,
breaking
take
up.
Toastmasters.
It's literally the exact same thing, though, because before you do something like this, right, you are so clear in your head of what you're going to say.
Yeah.
And then the minute your emotions get involved in anything, throw evering out the door, because you'll forget everything that you, and then all of a sudden you fall into those same patterns. What?
I just said that. Just repeated my advice.
Okay. Well, mine was right. Keep going.
Number 3 out of 12. Okay, do tell the truth about why you want to break up. You might be tempted to sugarcoat, but the best approach is honesty. I completely agree with that. 100%. Be very honest. Because the thing is, especially with women, if you say 10 things that aren't working but one thing that like compliments her, she's going to hold on to that one thing and think you still want her in some way. Because that's how you start justifying things to yourself. I think a lot of guys do that too, but I think women more.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
But my question with that, though, is are you telling the person the 10 things you don't like about them?
No, it's being honest. It's like, listen, I don't feel any attraction between us. There's no chemistry there. That's what you're telling them. You're not saying like you're about 50 pounds overweight. I think that you should clip your toenails because it's killing, my ankles in the middle of the night. And I think you're hideous.
God, that has so happened to me.
But how do you, and look, that's a slippery slope though, because you're going to crush somebody if you tell them the honest to God truth.
Yeah, honest with tact, I think, is the best way to do it.
If you don't sit on, like crushing them physically, I think is more harmful. If you can just be honest, you're not actually crushing anything because they're going to move on in their lives as well.
Okay,
yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying being honest with tact, not not saying I am not attracted to you. You are hideous in my eyes.
So listen,
horrible.
I dated a girl who had a incapacity to love because of her fucked up childhood. Okay, she had a
was
rough.
That me?
Yeah, it was you.
That's what happened here.
So what do I tell her? Do I tell her, listen, you're so messed up from your childhood. You need to receive therapy because you can't accept love.
I think that there's things that you need to work on. We're not on the same page right now. There's a way that I love.
But that leaves the book open, right? We're not on the same page right now. I mean, we could.
But then if she says, what does that mean? Say, listen, you've said it to me many times before that you're incapable of love right now. You've had your baggage from the past with your father. Yeah. I suggest you go to therapy and work on yourself. But right now, as it stands, you and I are not compatible with each other. We don't love the same way. So take a break from each other or break up and just say, you're not giving me the love that I want. I don't think I'm able to give you the love that you want.
Yeah.
So it's over. Fatty, get out of my face. But don't, number 4, but don't delve into every relationship issue. Oh, so it's saying be honest, but don't delve into every relationship issue. Okay, so that's
because that's where the fights begin.
Yeah. Don't break up while under the influence. which most people do, which is what happening with that
this
couple.
argument was definitely under the influence.
Oh, for
Under
sure.
the
Because if he's
influence.
like craving pizza.
And they're on a
about
rooftop. You're never
5'6".
not on a rooftop and sober.
Right, exactly. Don't give him false hope that things could work out in the future. Or him or her.
We've had a lot of questions on that. People thinking that there's a chance going forward after a breakup, and there just really isn't.
Yeah.
I think-
Next week, I want to talk about like how to get over a breakup and possibly get the person back, because there are circumstances where this can happen. But typically, like in the beginning, if you're dating for 3 months and a girl says, "I'm just not feeling it," like there is no winning it back. She just wasn't feeling it. If you're deeper into the relationship and there was issues that broke you up, then there's potential for getting back together
I
later
feel
on.
like for this to be number 8 is a problem. This should be like in the top 3. Because,
number 6.
Oh, we're number 6. I'm messed up.
He doesn't
today.
know how to count.
No, but look, how I feel like we are too nice, and we're always trying to be. The person breaking up is always trying to be too nice, and they always leave open the possibility of getting back together. And I think that's the problem.
I think so too.
Because it
You just
never
have to
allows
do-
the other person to get over it.
You just have to do the George Costanza. It's not you, it's me thing.
But that's so empty. It doesn't give any reasoning. I think honest with tact, but yes, do not leave anything open-ended. Like no false hope for the other person. Okay, number 7. Do try to end on good terms, but don't expect closure. I know a lot of people want that. Like a lot of girls will break up with guys and think, oh, he's gonna like me still. Closure, my friend.
Closure comes when you see him married with children 5 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And then
the
you want him
closure.
back.
Right.
Number 8. This is the 8 that you were talking about. Don't stay in touch, at least not right after you break up, which is really good advice. Because a lot of people tend to do that. I'm watching the show ABC Family's Greek right now. And Rusty and Jordan broke
my
up.
God.
Anyway, it's what I fall asleep to. This is how I fall asleep at night.
sounds
And when
like-
I wake up at 4:30 in the morning
It
and
sounds
can't
like
sleep.
something you can fall asleep to.
Oh, it's amazing.
Sounds like
Although
it sounds
don't-
like a bad show.
Oh, but I don't
No, I'm
actually
just
fall
kidding.
asleep because
I've
I
never heard
watched
of
3 episodes in a row and then anyway, and I've seen it 3 times already, like the full series. I have a problem. But yeah, so they have broken up on the show, but they're still staying in touch afterwards, like
look,
talking once
this
a
is
week and Skyping.
This is a key problem that folks get into, right? You break up, right? But then you keep the exact same routine of what you've done before. You're still hanging out together. You're still having sex. But not only that, but the breakup sex is so much better than the
Well, because there's
couple
tension
sex.
there. It's excitement. You're not sure what's going to happen. It's curiosity. The thing is that you can't have the person that you've broken up with or who has broken up with you be your shoulder to lean on.
No.
Well, also-
go get your own support system.
In addition to sticking to a routine, there's also the social media thing. You're friends with them on Facebook.
yeah,
Oh,
you
my
have
Gotta
all
get rid of them.
all the texts,
Cut
all the
them out. They
pictures.
died.
Right.
You know what I freaking hate too?
Me?
Yes. Aside from you, when you break up with somebody and then they post it on Facebook, and then the dudes who are straight liking it,
Yeah,
or who are there to like comfort her, and you're like, that mother, he's gonna try and get her right now.
Of course he is. Why not? You're broken up with her. Number 9.
But that's a funny issue because when someone does change their relationship status, you always see dudes liking the status.
Oh, for sure.
And then
'Cause
you
they're
see
so happy.
but then you see the girls being like, either, they didn't like him. They're like, congratulations, we're moving on. I just think that kind of stuff shouldn't be shown in the newsfeed. Let it just go quietly into the night.
I agree. But I feel like it makes those people feel better, right?
It gives
Because
you
the whole
something-
world can see it. They know their ex is seeing it. So
Yeah,
that feels
but it
good
also
to them.
gives you something to take up space in your brain because
Yeah.
when you're going to ruminate on a breakup. So as long as there's other
sure.
stuff happening around you, you can kind of move forward.
For sure. I think that you
it
should
is-
just cut out all social media for that other person when you break up. I think it's the best thing for you to do. You have to pretend that person has died. They have died. They're not in your life anymore. And then,
But I think that's actually something also that people use as a reason not to break up because they don't want to feel like the person's died. They don't want to lose
Right.
them completely from their life. Do you think that there's a middle ground where the person can still be a part of your life, but yet
I think later on down the road, I think you need to take a break at first and fully purge yourself of that person. If you've broken up, it means that you're not right with each other. And the breakup process is going to be a lot longer if you still have that person to rely on in some way. If you can still call them, if you can still see with their lives, it's like they're pulling your focus as opposed to you, being depressed, going through the grieving process, and then rebuilding your life
a
again.
breakup is just like a cold pool that needs a heater in it.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. It's just so painful, and putting one step in is the worst thing in the entire world. But once you
is.
jump in, you're kind of like, okay,
Not
all
so
right,
bad.
I can do this
But
for a
if
little
you
while.
cut them all out, then it's easier to do. Number 9, don't break up and make up. Which is what you were talking about. Number 10, don't shine a spotlight on the breakup. So kind of like what you were saying about Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, like I
Good.
said, just
Don't bounce back too quickly after a breakup, meaning going back to the same person or going to another person. I think
and look, and the asterisk on this, for men especially, is when you break up with your girl, get ready to accept that she's going to be seeing another guy right away or banging another guy right away, because that's always what happens.
It's so funny. So when my husband and I broke up, we had like a breakup for like 5 days. So he went out with his guy friends. And they went out like clubbing and stuff, and he ended up making out with some girl, and I ended up calling my godfather to see if he had anybody to set me up with. Like, I was looking for a relationship right after, and he was like, okay, let's get like some making out.
I thought you were getting like weird incestual there.
No.
You're like, I called my godfather. I know. We went out on a date.
Yeah. No, but it was really, like, I wish I had made out during that time period, because now that I know I got back together with him 5 days later.
But you would have done more. You actually would have started dating another guy, because women look to replace the guy right away.
I was needy at that point. I was panicking.
You got 3 or 4 guys that have been waiting, because dudes, there's always the dude who's trying to get in when your relationship's on the rocks.
Well, I think you also go for someone that's not like the person you were just with. So you have to get that out of your system.
Oh,
like
yeah,
if you were with a guy who's really uptight, you're going to go for the guy who's like kind of dopey like Mo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Number 12, do be the bigger person in the breakup. I agree with that completely. Be a bigger person. Don't be a baby. Don't get defensive. Just like talk openly and honestly. But yeah, don't be a baby. Be a bigger person, strong person. One thing that I would suggest for everybody who does go through a breakup is to take a few months off and be single and like re-find your single self, which I want to talk about next week, because I have like a whole program for finding your single self.
But I think also what's really important is that I think a lot of people don't break up for years. You know, they're in relationships. So what's a good step into being willing to even break up?
A good step to be willing to break up?
Yeah, because people procrastinate because it's such a painful process.
Or if you live together.
I think if you're still staying together because of circumstance, then you have to really call yourself out and realize that you're doing that and say, okay, enough of this bullshit. Like, I have to break up with this person. They're toxic for me. They're no good. I'm going backwards with this individual. Or bring it up to the other person, because it may just be something that's manifesting in your mind, and because you're not talking about it, it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So you may not need to break up. You might just have to work on a couple of issues. But I think as soon as it starts like peeking its ugly head and you start thinking those things maybe 2 or 3 times, then bring it up to your partner and just say, like, listen, I've been having these thoughts.
As soon as his penis starts peeking its ugly head.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I tell?
Cut it off. Give it a brizz.
I tell people who've been in a relationship for a year or 2, right? I ask one of them, I say, are you going to marry this person? And you could tell right away if they are or not. If they go, I might, or maybe I really like this person, maybe, then that's a relationship that has a future. But when they say, I'm so young, I don't even want to think about that, right? That relationship should end right there.
I think so too, and they may get back together afterwards, but they should definitely take some space.
They are definitely not on the right page, and you know what? They're together for convenience, and that's a problem.
Yes, that may be the case, or it may be young people who have their own shit to figure out for a little bit, who just aren't really ready to sort of think on that path. Like men are single focused, right? So if a man is single focused on his career, he can have a wonderful woman in his life, but that's not something that he can focus on completely and say, yes, I want to marry this woman. So it does become really difficult for a lot of people. So I'm not saying to like quick to break up. If you enjoy somebody and you guys are on the same page, then have a blast for 5 years, knowing that there's no future there, potentially no future.
I always love hearing the people that say, oh, well, we were together for 10 years, married for 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so they were reasonable. They were best friends. They were, not rushed. They were mature or, going through a process together to get to a point where they were okay with marriage. I like hearing that.
At that point, a marriage is just a tax write-off and something for their friends. Or they've been married. They've been married for long before that.
Yeah.
Or hearing been together for 10 years, broken up for 2.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or in my case, on and off for 10 years.
Right.
Well, that brings us to the end of this chapter in the man's playbook. But next week, please remind me so I don't forget. Yeah. I really want to talk about getting over a breakup, steps to get over a breakup and possibly getting her back, because it's a really good topic.
I have this thing I'm going to talk about next week. It's called The Cyclical Evolution of the Man Sexy. And that will be...
That's a mouthful.
I know.
Okay.
The most scientific...
I will not remember that, but I'll remember you saying something really stupid.
Did you make that up?
I did.
I can tell.
I made it up
because it sounded absurd,
and it's gonna get really scientific on how to get over a chick.
Real? Okay, I like it. I think that'll be really great for our listeners.
So it's going to be very rudimentary.
Okay. So up next we have Michael Yo coming on the show. Michael Yo from the OMG Insider Chelsea Lately, the Yo Man Show.
The Yo Show.
The Yo Show on Yahoo. And then we have him sticking around for Analyze This. And also go to winggirlmethod.com/Amazon to get your holiday gifts for the women in your life. We'll be back in a bit.
This is an important announcement for anyone with a student loan who is having trouble making their monthly payments. If that's you, pay attention, because there's a special toll-free hotline that has been set up especially for you. So grab a pen and take this number down, or put it in your cell phone. 1-800-652-3707. That's 1-800-652-3707. When you call the National Student Loan Relief Hotline, you will get free information. That's free information to help you relieve the overwhelming financial burden of an ongoing, endless student loan. If you are behind, late on payments, or even in default of your student loan, the National Student Loan Relief Hotline can help you. You may also be able to cut your payments in half right away. The National Student Loan Relief Hotline can also stop the harassing phone calls, wage garnishments, and even remove tax liens. The National Student Loan Relief partner companies have helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loan problem. Call 1-800-652-3707 for free information today. That's 1-800-652-3707.
The Bret Easton Ellis Podcast.
I was not setting out to be like the classic handsome man kind of persona or whatever it is in my career as a musician. And I don't think a lot of the greatest people were Bowie or Iggy Pop or Mick Jagger. But the two things that I think are most attractive in life are confidence and ambition. Like that you see something in the future. Hello. This is Marilyn Manson. I'd like you to listen to me and one of my greatest heroes, Bret Easton Ellis, on his podcast, the Bret Easton Ellis Podcast at podcastone.com.
The Bret Easton Ellis Podcast at podcastone.com. That's podcastone.com.
Okay, Christmas time is the best time of year, obviously. Even though I'm a Jew, I freaking love it. It's like jolly, it's happy, people are more friendly, but I am not near my family during holiday time, which is super sad. And I never really know what to do and what to send to my family during this time. So if you can't be there for the holidays, then send flowers. They're the best gift ever. They're simple, they're classy, they're beautiful, and they make your house smell freaking amazing. Send 100 blooms of Christmas palms from Pro Flowers, festive, cheerful, and perfect for Christmas time. These flowers, honestly, they look like Christmas. They look like a candy cane, like something you would want to put into your mouth, which is awesome. Go to proflowers.com, type in my password, ASK, A-S-K, to get 100 blooms of Christmas cheer for $19.99 with a free glass vase, or add the festive candy cane vase for just $5 more. Go to proflowers.com, click on the microphone in the top right corner, and type in ASK, A-S-K. That is your special password, and that will get you the discount. That's proflowers.com, click on the microphone, and type in ASK.
You're listening to the Ask Women Podcast, a Podcast One presentation.
Whatever. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Women Podcast, where you get real advice. Please go to our Amazon page on podcastone.com/ask-women and shop from the Amazon banner, as well as on winggirlmethod.com/Amazon.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And get all the gifts for the lovely ladies in your life, for your mother, for your sister, for your aunt, for that woman at work. We have tons of suggestions.
Lovely
on what
ladies
you
or
can get.
ugly ladies, either one. There's gifts out there for everybody.
For ugly people
Y'all
and good
sell
looking people.
products on this show?
Yeah, we do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Exactly.
trying.
Look
We're
at
trying.
that.
We're hustling. We got to make money some way.
You are pimps over here. I
I
like
can't
that.
give this shit away for free.
I know.
My Michael Yo knows where it's at.
I do know where it's right here in this room.
It is. It is.
That's where it is. That's right.
Well,
It's
thank
wherever
you for
Marni
being on our
goes.
show. Yeah, exactly. The money follows me. I like that. I wish that was true. So thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, I am so excited to finally be here. I'm ready to talk some relationships, some girl talk. That's what I do all day.
I like it.
Except it's celebrity entertainment, so I can sit down with any number of women and tell you more about entertainment than you know. So I'm very proud
like
of that.
it. You're basically a girl in a sexy man's body.
So that becomes
like me.
Yeah, but that becomes a girl's best friend.
Right.
Yeah. So
well, do you have trouble with that?
I have a lot of beautiful girlfriends that are
think
just
you
friends.
would.
You know, I had,
Did that start when you started to kind of gain a little bit of notoriety, or was that always the way it was?
No, because unlike other guys, I listen, and that's a problem.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it is.
That's a problem.
Because I actually listen to women and I help them out with their problems, and they like most of the girls that I know that are beautiful. They come to me with their guy problems.
Right.
So
And do you want them to or do you want these women, or are you happy being their friend?
I mean, I'm fine with it. You get over the fact, like, there's one girl that's absolutely probably the best looking girl I've ever seen in my life, and we're so good
We're not
friends.
dating.
Huh? No. Yes, that is true. That is true.
Let's
Not
make it very
yet.
awkward.
Not yet. But she's so nice. She's so great, and we can't even get past that point now. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about if we ever were to hook up.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine her moaning, because I would laugh.
Yeah.
Like, we would crack.
But that's a good thing.
No, it's not with her. She's like, it's like my friends used to come over just to stare at her. You know what I mean?
Really?
Because we lived together for 2 years.
Okay.
And we're just roommates. And,
Have you hooked up with any of her girlfriends yet?
no, but she's heard me hook up with girls, which is weird. And
Is she possessive about it, or is she just kind of joke about it?
She jokes. She gives me jabs like, oh, you remember that night I heard? Like, she tells me stories all the time.
Okay.
So it's funny, but we have a good relationship where I couldn't, unless we were completely wasted, I don't think we could ever hook up. I couldn't see her in that way, and she's one of the most attractive.
It's a
women.
brother-sister thing?
It is.
Yeah.
Sadly, it is, and my friends are like, you're stupid. And I'm like, I am.
Yeah.
So obviously you would want something to be there if it was.
When we first met, I did.
Okay, but now you're okay.
But because we both were out of relationships, so I was more helpful than her in moving forward. That's I'm just a good friend. Like, I listen and I can help women out with problems because I've heard every one of them. Like, my book, if I ever write a book, it's going to be called All Men Are Dogs, Find One You Can Train.
I like that.
I know, that's going to be my...
So in the past, because now you're good with women, I'm guessing, right?
I am good. I mean, I'm good with women. I'm good at hanging out with women.
I was going to say fucking
that was
women.
going to start.
Good at fucking women. That's
I'm
basically
good
what
at
I'm
hanging
saying.
out with women, but I'm not good at finding the right one. And that's what I want now. So I just go to bed at 9. So,
me too.
because I don't want to deal with drama anymore. Because the problem with hooking up with girls now is the next day you have to go through that conversation. It's like, I don't really like you.
Yeah.
We just talked about that. Our whole beginning portion was about breaking up and how.
Well, this is not a breakup.
Or,
this is
ending things.
This is like, hey, it was fun.
Get out of my house.
Well, it's more energy. It's more energy than it's worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For a quick thrill.
Right.
Exactly.
But being a guy that has a lot of hot girlfriends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they love you. You must be the guy that girl tells her other girlfriends.
Oh, absolutely.
I got this guy. You got to meet this guy.
Yeah.
You
And then I get more friends.
Right.
Okay, but out of your own choice, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, out of your own choice, or because you get friend zoned.
You're like the non-gay friend, gay friend.
Yes, exactly. I am the non-gay friend, gay friend. Like, because my thing is, I don't know, it may sound bad, but I've done all the hooking up and all that stuff. So I actually sit down to dinner and I want to have dinner and know about them. And once that happens, they're like, oh my God, you're such a great guy. Can you help me with this? Can you
I
help
feel
me with
no sexual attraction towards you, but can you tell me everything about
absolutely. It starts with sexual attraction, and here's the thing: usually on the first date, we can make something happen. But then once I get to know, if they get to know me for a while, then that attraction goes away. On both sides.
But are you okay with that, or?
But obviously they're not the right one if that happens. So I'm okay with it. Like, for instance, I'm in a situation right now where the girl's absolutely amazing, and right, it's totally different because she doesn't show affection, because we're used to getting affection through technology now, through text, and she doesn't really use the phone or text or anything like that.
So how is that? Is it confusing for you?
It's you can't read unless I'm like, when we're with each other, it's amazing. Okay. But you can't read you can't read anything when you're not.
So she's not affectionate in person.
No, she is.
She is, okay.
It's amazing.
It's just not
But she has no techno.
But like, for instance, we hung out last night.
No sexting, basically.
No sexting. No. We hung out last night.
No texting at all. Like, she just like ignores him.
No. We'll text like quick text, but no, it's not meaningful or anything like that. And so we'll make dates. So like we've been out 4 times, amazing 4 dates, and I don't see her till next Monday or Tuesday. But we'll text probably like 1 or 2 times, maybe 5 times between that time.
That's a lot.
That's like living in like
5 times in a week.
That's so much.
That's like living in like 2002.
Yeah, I know. If you're just starting to date somebody,
great.
that's a lot.
That might be great for you because the mystery of not knowing these things will kind of make you more.
No, that's
interested.
great because what if you put all your eggs in this one basket and then you find out?
Literally?
Yes.
That's really stupid. Sorry.
No. That's really great. That's really great.
I just put both my eggs in the basket.
Yes. No, but what if you go for this one girl and you find out because you don't see her that much and you don't have conversations that much that she's not as into you as you are to her?
Can't you just have the upfront conversation?
Well, it's kind of hard, but then you're a stalker. Like you're trying to push things.
But isn't that what texting like 5 times a day would be as well?
No, not 5 times a day. I'm saying 5 times.
Or even like, let's say you were texting a lot in between your dates. Isn't that a stalker too?
Texting a lot? Well, like once a day?
Like even, I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot when you first start getting to know somebody.
But it was only 5 times between the next time they see each other. It wasn't a day.
Like a week.
Oh, right.
So
well, I
it's
still
not that
think that's a lot, actually. But you're like,
really?
but you're
But
going
how do you
back
get
and
to-
forth.
But how do you get to know?
Text,
Yeah.
right?
But how do you get to know? I will not have a conversation by myself on one side of the text. I've seen those.
Oh, okay.
It's a guy asking
So
a
it's
question and then
literally-
answers his own questions like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I guess you're busy. You haven't hit me back."
So it's literally 5 texts.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's okay. I thought you
Yeah.
were saying like 5 texting conversations.
No.
Before you see her in person, because I think texting, the purpose, like I say, text with purpose. It's to get it. You get to know each other in person. That's what I think. That's how I work. Texting is for setting up plans to meet each other. So, like,
I agree, but like, okay.
Sometimes though, it's a problem because someone like me, like I am most myself in a text. You know, like, yes, I can
No, you're not.
Yes, I can be like funny.
I've read your texts.
Not to you. To like men, in like a flirty way. I can
To
be
men,
funny
yes.
and sporadic and
Well, you could do that in real life.
Well, I'm a little bit more what some people can be more nervous or like
You don't
inhibited.
seem like a nervous person. I think you're lying right now. Totally, I'm
She's
calling
got
you out.
headphones on right now. She's protected.
She's
because we had a warm up.
Oh, okay.
Normally, I'm uncomfortable.
She's quite an awkward person.
I lubed her up for this
Did
conversation.
you really? All right, very nice.
Yeah, with
Well,
his,
you did a good job.
With
right
his
there.
greasy head.
So,
But I want to talk more. So you guys have a difference in your texting.
well, I mean,
wants.
I work for entertainment,
Yeah.
and then so we're always on our phones and we're always texting. Now, here's the difference. For instance, if I called another girl, she would call me right back. We would have conversations every day, and we would like go out tonight, have a conversation tomorrow. Anytime I need to reach her, or anytime she need to reach me, we would talk.
Right.
That's to me normal. Like to hang out with a person where you wonder like what's going on. 'Cause it's hard. Okay, it's hard to put all your time into one person.
Yeah.
When you don't know what they're doing for the whole week, even though the time you spent with them was
But
awesome.
why would you put all your time into one person that you don't really know yet?
Okay, because I feel that if you don't, and say I'm out with these other girls, she finds out, what if she was into it? And now I'm just like every other guy that's dating a bunch of different girls.
But if you'd only dated like a couple of times and she found out that you were out socializing with other women?
Not socializing. There's different.
Like with your tongue down her throat?
Yeah, I think it's different for girls. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's different for guys. If I talked to a girl and went out with her 4 times and saw her hooking up with a dude, I wouldn't talk to her anymore. I wouldn't need to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
For some reason, I agree with that too from the man's side. For some reason, if I hung out with a person 4 times and then
but I'm not going to get into what I've done. But you know what I've done for her,
right?
As well,
Yes.
and then
Yes. If you put that much energy into a person and then you saw her like flirting with some other guy,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely write her off in 2
Done.
seconds.
Yeah.
But I guess.
But I feel that they could do, if you do it a lot for them, and they preached every day. All the guys are dogs. All they do is care about hooking up with different chicks. And then you say that, oh, I'm not that dude, and then you're out and about. It's a bad situation to be in because she can cross you off like boom, just like that.
I agree because it's inconsistent with what you've been showing her already.
Exactly.
I completely agree with that.
I have this fight. So it's not a fight. So it's like, hey, you just got to keep the course and go a month and a half, and then say, boom, what are we doing here? But I don't think you can do it now because it hasn't been that yet.
It's still fresh.
No, it's still fresh.
I'm just curious about this girl. How come she's so adverse to technology or phones?
She's awesome.
Is she like a hippie or something?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm like, is she the deepest person I've never
No. She's just not a phone person. You know, like.
So it's not like a political.
Put it like this: she has Instagram. It's been up 2 years. She's posted like 30 pictures.
Okay, so she's cool. She doesn't need
like
it.
me.
She doesn't
This
need
is
the
interesting.
I know
It sounds
people
like to me
that.
she doesn't need the validation.
No, I mean because
Which is cool.
Where she works, she gets hit on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, she was a nurse, and then of course she comes over here to try to act and all that stuff. But where she works, like you could just see it when I go in there, just like lines of guys. So she's heard everything.
Right.
So for her, and maybe I'm putting her too high on a pedestal, and she's gorgeous and she's beautiful and super
I hate her.
super down to earth. So the problem is if you she's heard everything, she's seen everything, she's been approached with everything.
Right.
You know. So if you're standing out so far, you need to keep that track and don't fall into a trap.
Yeah.
A bit. If you really want to move forward.
Yeah.
Because her friend could see me out with a girl, we're making out, and guess what? That goes to, hey, I saw your boy last night that you were talking great about with his tongue down another girl's throat. Done.
Right.
Even though she has no right, because we're not official or anything, I don't think I would put that much effort in to lose it over kissing a girl I don't care about.
Have you guys kissed already?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so there's something going on.
Oh,
Yeah, there's something there.
Like I said, we've hung out 4 times. It's been amazing, and the last time we hung out was incredible.
This girl's got you moving, man.
She does.
She's got you
I'm very
spinning,
open.
and that's a good thing because for you explaining what your current situation was, just having way too many girlfriends and having trouble finding. I'm just saying having trouble finding that girl,
the right one.
This girl is a different pattern than
she is. She's unlike any other girl I've met.
That's really,
I can tell Mo wants to be you so bad.
I know. I was just thinking that too.
I just want to hang out.
It's like Jason Capital all over again. Got a man.
Mo-yo.
We go out. I'm Mo-yo.
There you go.
And we bring out Joe, and it's Mo-yo Joe.
Okay,
there you go. Stop it right now.
Jesus. All right, so I have a whole bunch of questions here. We have this segment called Analyze This. So guys and girls send us in questions, and we answer them and analyze them.
I love it. Do it.
Give them advice. All right. Actually, I want to go to the last one first because it's from a woman named Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, why do men freak over asking for a promise ring? I'm not thinking an engagement ring like back in the day. I simply wanted a $20 ring and he freaked out. Why do guys freak about promise rings?
I think guys freak out anytime they feel trapped.
Yeah.
Anytime a woman traps a guy, like I was trapped once.
The sound promise isn't promising.
Yeah, and let's yeah, exactly. And I feel that anytime guys aren't ready and they're approached with something they're not ready for, it's that trap feeling, and we go into this automatic mode where it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is not funny.
Why are you telling me I have to get a promise ring?
Why can't I just get you one when I want? And a promise ring means nothing. And even engagement rings today don't mean anything because people break up all the time and get divorced. So
it's marriage.
And in marriage. So like my case with the whole promising is this girl I was dating like 4 years ago in Miami basically came to my house and said, well, my lease is up. We've been dating for a year and a half. Like, my lease is
time.
up. And then basically put it on me. So what are we doing? And I was like, God, wow, she trapped me.
Well, what is the better way to bring these things up? So if it's not like, get me a promise ring, what is this discussion that you as a man would be more open to?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be. I think a woman for a promise ring, you choose your battles. But I think you give a guy. I think when you get into a relationship, look, hey, I like you, you like me. Well, let's do this 3 years. If it's not right after 3 years, then we both move on.
Yeah, the promise is that we're dating. We just kind of trust in each other.
I trust you. You trust me. Let's give this 3 years. Let's be honest. If it goes past, and I think you're honest up front.
I think a promise ring, to me, it shows a little insecurity in the girl.
Right.
So
what should she be asking for instead? Like, what should she be wearing?
I think she needs to wait till she gets out of high school because only people in high school
wear promise.
Exactly.
So this is way too early for a promise ring.
You know what? There was 2 parts to this question. I deleted her second question, but her second question was, why are men's fantasies always threesomes? So
because that's as high as they can count.
Well, no. We just like to have more of one thing.
Today.
Like, what's better than one pussy? 2 pussies. But like for this situation, obviously her man is pushing the threesome on her too.
Yeah.
So
he won't give a see, in that situation, like, you want the promise ring because there is another girl involved in his fantasy that, like, maybe he's more, so she could be
it might be her
insecure.
friend too. If it's her friend, then she's really insecure.
And listen,
well, obviously she has a
at the end of the day, this guy's not ready to have her be the last person he ever sleeps with.
No.
And she needs to think about that.
Yeah, definitely. But I also think that if you are okay, he's not freaking out. I think you're the one who is freaking out, Brittany. And you have to think about what you actually really want from him. So what it sounds like is that you're not getting an understanding that he is committed to you for right now, not forever, but for right now. If he's asking for threesomes, like, it can put you into an insecure place because you're thinking he's not happy with the sex life. He wants to explore other options. So right away you don't
But I
feel
think every
very
guy,
settled.
even if they're happy, they want to explore other options.
Right. Yeah. 100%. But so something saying that she's not getting the reassurance that she needs, that she might need to be asking for. So that's what you communicate rather than please buy me a promise ring. It's only $20. I'll buy it for you. So it's
buying your own promise
something
ring?
else. I'm sure that would happen.
That's amazing.
For sure. Actually,
I
you know
promise
what?
myself this is going to end horribly.
Wait, did we talk about this last week? That people are selling positive pregnancy tests on Craigslist?
Oh, no, we talked about that on the Oddcast podcast.
Oh, yeah, on that one. That was crazy.
What, to trap people?
Yes. Seriously, and the ads were like, you can use it for whatever you want, a prank or like,
Hasn't anyone heard of like magic marker and just write on it?
Yeah, just like
why
a
are they
blue
actually
pen.
going through all that effort?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, I would be. Oh wow.
No,
That's
look what
mean.
insecurity does for you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, hey ladies and Mo and Yo. I love listening to your awesome podcast every week. Great info. Is it true that if a girl's pupils are not dilated at any time during the first date, that the guy can take it as a sign that she is not interested and won't be getting a second date? I ask because I have heard this mentioned elsewhere and was curious if it's true or not. Thank you, Eddie. Actually, dilation usually means excitement. So typically, if a woman's pupils are dilated, it means that there's something that
I've never
is
looked that much
exciting
into a
her.
girl's eyes where I would know that.
This is a joke, okay? Listen, buddy, if you're sitting there worrying about where her dilated pupils are, you are missing the moment, and she is going to think you're a weirdo.
I feel like he has like a knife in his back pocket.
Especially if you're staring into a person's eyes like that, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Her eyes will dilate because she'll be so creeped out that like,
why are you like looking right in my eyes?
Yeah.
But no, actually, dilation. I believe it means excitement. Why didn't I look this up before? I should have. But it doesn't mean that she's disinterested. Most likely, she's being engaged in some way. Because
But
when people do
excitement,
drugs,
there's different levels of excitement.
Yeah.
There's like I'm scared excitement.
right?
There's like,
Exactly.
you know,
Listen.
From some guy who's intensely focusing on me.
Read body contact, body language. Read eye contact. Read her. Is she laughing? Is she looking at you? Is she directing her energy toward you? Read that, because that you could read in the moment.
I got one for you. What if and this happened to me. One girl, she was very like standoffish. Like when we first started dating, like for the first 2 months, like
First 2 months.
very not standoffish, but like
I like her.
kiss on the cheek. But then later in the night, no alcohol involved, would open up. Like every time it started to say, it was weird though.
Were you dating Kristen?
No, it was never the same. Like you would think after like the third date, she would come up to you and kiss you on the hey, nice to see. No. And it's sort of like every night it was like you had to work your way up to
that.
That's
It's so
interesting.
weird.
maybe
It's
her
so
like
weird.
Xanax didn't kick in until
I
that
don't
point.
know.
It's just uncomfortable people, shy people, or people who they have a different thought system on dating, like how it should go, and that maybe you should be more reserved at first, and you can't just go and hug and kiss a person. Like it's the way that they're brought up as well. So it's different expectations from both sides, because you're super friendly. Like you put yourself out there really easily, but a lot of people, including myself, I don't naturally, well now I naturally do this, but I did not naturally put myself out there before. I would have never gone in to hug and kiss somebody. I would have never initiated in the past, like 10 years ago. But now I do that. But that's because of my upbringing. Like we don't say I love you in my family. We're not really very emotional people. So I probably would have acted that same way. I would ease into it.
But the same thing every time I saw you. It's so weird.
It's just how
you think
people-
you would pick up from like the.
You would think there'd be a long, gradual process of warming up in general instead of it just happening through the night. It's like a warm up every night.
Yeah,
it
like
should
you're
like
like,
happen.
hey,
She was uncomfortable around you, obviously, as well, because you're also very open and outgoing. So that can be really intimidating. So when I was really shy, I hated girls who were really open and comfortable because I couldn't do what they were doing. And it made me hate them, but I also wanted to be them so badly, but it would make me actually pull back even more.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. It's almost like it was a reboot every time.
But I'm sure she loved being around you because you showed her what she could be.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe not. We're not together anymore. But,
Right. Well, not, yes, exactly. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm a 22-year-old girl working on my master's. My social life is pretty sad, thanks to school and my job. My program consists almost entirely of female students, and I am an RA at university, I think she's from Canada, residents, and my contract stipulates no romantic involvement with residents. Yet I believe my real problem lies in my broness. I play sports, watch sports, play Wii and Xbox. I love cheesy action movies. With my current dating attempts, it feels like I'm constantly being friend-zoned. How can I turn on my girly side while staying true to what I'm interested in? Sincerely, Desiree.
I like her.
Good question. I know, me too.
Let's
I would
be
hang out with her.
friends.
Seriously, Desiree, come over.
I know girls like Desiree, and what Desiree needs to understand is she's the perfect wife for a man.
That's not true.
When she
That's not the perfect
figures
wife.
it all out, she's going to be the perfect wife for a man. She just needs to learn how to be a woman and look like a woman when you need to.
Let me tell you,
I will agree with that.
every guy says they want a guy's girl.
Yeah.
No, you don't. We want a
You
girl's
want a girl.
We don't. I don't want to hang out with a dude all day. You know what I want to hang out with a woman. And everyone's, oh, my girl watches football. Okay, great. That's awesome. But I want a woman.
Yeah, you want her to wear high heels in the bedroom, and you want her to be super sexy.
Sexy. I don't want her
Feminine.
rocking a jersey
But
around the house.
I think there are some girls that could do that.
What you were saying was she has to know how to turn on her feminine side and be a woman as well. It doesn't sound like she's unlocking that side to her.
She needs to learn how to be sexy with the lingerie.
Because that's
and
one
in
of the biggest
bedroom.
mistakes is that a lot of girls, buddy with guys. Oh, who's calling us?
Look at that. She's calling. She's pissed
Seriously,
off right now.
Desiree's
She's like, what the
pissed.
hell's
Who's
going
calling
on?
us?
And she's probably horny as hell, too, like a guy, which
Well,
is
I'm
another
sure.
good thing.
Because of all the we? What's happening? Who's calling
I've
us?
never
Hang up on those
seen a
assholes.
live
I just hung up.
phone call in a studio like this.
Seriously, nobody knows our number. I don't even know who's calling us.
That's her.
Beth?
She is pissed.
Crazy.
We do this from a cubicle.
Seriously. We're looking at a box right now.
Yeah.
But I would say to Desiree, beef up. That's a horrible thing to say to you. God damn, unplug that thing. You want to step up your girly side. You have to find the feminine self that you are, because you can't just be a guy's guy. Because then he'll be gay. If he wants to be the guy, he'll be gay.
I'm similar to her. Because I've never
You're not.
No, to an extent. But as I've gotten older, I've found my feminine side. You know, there's certain parts of me, I love decorating and I love shopping and I love talking about makeup.
But
at
that's
the
not the
same
feminine
time,
side that men are attracted to. The feminine side is you are very feminine. You still are. You're petite. You flirt. You you're dainty.
I'm not
wear
a fan
tight
of the
clothes.
butch. I'm not a fan of the butch.
Yeah, you're not let's go play Wii. I'll give you high fives.
I'm
you're
not,
still
but
the girl.
But I grew up with all dudes, so I liked kind of that hanging with the guy mentality.
Yeah.
But and I always did feel like the friend. If I had a girlfriend and a guy friend hanging out, I knew I was the third wheel. Even if it wasn't set up that way, I just always felt okay, I'm not the girl here. And,
really?
And it made me feel very insecure. So as I got older, I started to get a little bit more comfortable with the fact that I am a woman. I used to say to my mom, she'd be like, go put on some blush or something. And I'd be like, but I'm a maturing boy. I would just say things like that scared her to death. But it made me more well-rounded because I wasn't just the girl who liked pink and was sexy all the time. I had to go through my own stuff and figure out what my quirks were to make me desirable to the other sex.
Yeah,
and
to be feminine. What Michael was saying before, he's guys don't want to be with another dude. They don't as great as it is for your girlfriend to wear a jersey. You want her to wear nothing underneath that jersey and go have sex with you afterwards.
Like you said, feminine. I don't want a butch girl.
Yeah, butch is not attractive.
I don't want a girl jumping up during a football game.
If I was a lesbian, I'd be like, can you guys turn down the butch a little bit? I like the, I like the woman idea.
Not dainty. I don't want to say dainty, but feminine.
Women I was at the W Hotel the other day just watching them set up this whole Great Gatsby night, and they had the dancers out there and stuff like that.
Jealous.
And it was all women. I was just looking at my friends. I was like, women are the most beautiful thing on earth.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
serious.
guys.
And I just loved watching them be women, and they're dancing and the big feathers. And I was
so cool.
I was like, this is amazing, and they're so sexy and they're so comfortable and in their own skin right now, where they don't care about how they look. It's all about the performance. And I thought it was the most attractive.
So can you give me an example of how a feminine woman would talk to you versus a butchier woman talking to you, just a girl who wants to be friends with you, just to paint a picture?
Well, I mean, I find I think for me, the more butchy girls have the bigger attitudes, where it's almost like they try to one up you.
Yeah.
All the time. Not that they're not smarter than you, but they're aggressive and they try to one up you, and they want to be a guy.
But doesn't that create some banter? You can kind of...
No, look, we've been talking for 30 minutes, and nobody's been butch in this room. I
Right,
think you
exactly.
can have. I don't
Yeah,
think. I
that's
think
true.
some women, it's a fallback plan. Oh, I got to be cool. I got to be like one of the guys to have conversation. Where a guy really just wants to talk to a girl.
Right. It'd be
Yeah.
funny
Like,
if a
to
guy
me-
thought he had to be one of the girls to talk to a girl. He'd be like, hey.
You know what
Right,
I mean?
it's the same idea.
It's
So
the same idea.
how can a girl be feminine? Like, what does that mean?
I just think you talk about it's about conversation. Just be yourself and talk. to a
But
person.
herself is talking about Wii and Xbox and liking cheesy
Well,
items.
there are guys that like that though.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Do it in a skirt.
I think if she
Yes.
Do it with blush on.
if she looks the part and she, as long as she allows a man to be a man when she's around a man, and like Mike said, you don't challenge the
I love how you
man.
just called him Mike.
Yeah, we're buds now.
Best friend.
Yeah, wait, it's my guy Mike.
Mo and yo.
Oh my
No,
god.
but you don't like. I feel some women who are a bit aggressive, who take on masculine qualities, will challenge a man, and some men don't like that, especially in the beginning of a
See,
relationship.
I don't mind challenging challenges. It's just sometimes I think both sides, like you're not yourself, and I'm always myself. Like,
Which is unattractive.
Which is
In itself.
you want a person to be themselves. But for instance, the Xbox thing. There's this one girl that I know, she dates my guy friend, and when they get home, she goes to her room and plays Xbox. He goes to his room, and they play each other.
I love that.
And, but they both like Xbox. So there are guys that are gamers too. You just
Yeah.
got to find.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If like I could never date a girl like that, because I'm not a gamer and I'm not in that world. And if she came home for 5 hours to play gaming and I'm just sitting around, I'm like, well, this sucks.
You're like, what do I do now?
But when one of my best friends dates that girl, I'm stoked because I like having her around when we have.
If she's
sports and
cute.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's like-
she can show you all the tricks of how to get past the games and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That was me when I was younger. I thought that was like a good quality because I had my dad used to make video games, so we had a
that's
whole
cool.
arcade in our basement. That was how I got boys
That's
over, and then I would whoop,
What?
I would whoop
Boy,
their ass
Look at
That's
that.
awesome.
You're
in arcade
travel.
games. Yeah, it was
amazing.
awesome. I liked it, but I was still feminine. I could still flirt. Like I had that balance there. I didn't put on a lot.
It's a
of blush or
balance, and that's
anything.
all. That's what
Yeah.
she's looking for.
Yeah, so Desiree, that's our answer. Okay. I'm Ming from Hong Kong. Look at this, Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Big listeners. Okay, the podcast is
So
fantastic.
cultured.
You people are awesome. Is it lame to express your feelings to a girl on Facebook? I would like to know your opinions. Thank you.
Yes.
Ming.
Yes.
I will answer that. Yes, and I'm a dude.
Is there a correct way to express?
I
your
Why would you do
feelings?
it on Facebook?
I think there.
I agree.
I think there is. My boyfriend and I started dating over because of Facebook.
But he didn't express his feelings over Facebook. He
Yes, he did.
contacted you over Facebook.
Well, he kind of expressed his feelings. He said, "Marry me." On Facebook, which I know sounds really bizarre, but basically I was familiar with him from when I was a teenager. We went to different schools, but he was
Okay.
good friends with my best girlfriend that I grew up I grew up dancing, and her and I took dance class together. He went to high school with her. So we had a familiarity, but then he saw on my profile, he knew I was moving here, he lived here, he saw on my profile that I told the story that I'm into Larry David and Seinfeld.
Okay.
And he is also. And so it was we connected over that. And I think he saw that kind of dream girl that plays Wii and also is a woman kind of thing for him.
I gotcha.
And he just wrote to me he wrote "marry me" in the subject line ? And I was like, oh my God, I remember that kid. And then he said, you love Larry, I love Larry. It just makes sense. And to me, it was oh wow, someone that I kind of already get, he kind of gets me.
but that's not expressing his feelings.
But it was it was obvious that he wanted to go out.
But the thing is, if you didn't like this dude, he's a stalker now.
Yeah, if
on
he didn't,
Facebook.
if he wasn't attractive to me, I would have been
And that's my whole thing.
That's the risk.
And that's my
involved.
whole thing about women is that you can text a girl, "Hey babe, what's up?" The day after a dinner. If she likes you, it's, "Oh my God, he called me babe. It was great." If she doesn't like you, it's "Oh my God,
Yeah.
why doesn't he leave me? He's already stalking me."
exactly.
It's so
It is
weird, and it's the
true.
same text.
It's all about perspective. So
100%.
it depends on the person on the other end.
Okay, so it depends as well, how you're expressing your feelings.
Unless Facebook is the only way they can reach you.
Yes.
Because then you got to go out there on a limb and say, "Hey,"
Yeah.
Right.
Because then you would never be in contact with her.
Right,
ever.
but I would never I guess when I hear expressing your feelings, I think about a man
don't write her a
throwing up
poem
on a woman.
Don't write her a poem
yeah.
on Facebook. Don't try to get deeper, on this deeper level.
Yeah, but what your boyfriend did to you was super cute.
I think an approach is okay again based on the perspective of the other person.
Initiating.
Listen, Ming, if it obviously sounds like maybe you have
Listen, Ming.
It sounds like you obviously have a relationship maybe with this person outside of friendship,
right?
And you want to take it to the next level, and you're using this platform to.
Well, if you know her, you should. If you know her personally, you shouldn't use Facebook.
No, you shouldn't.
Don't hide behind a wall.
Hong Kong's a big place.
Listen, use a romantic gesture or romantic symbol like a flower or something like that.
Not
it's
an
so
emoticon
funny.
flower.
It's so funny,
No,
like
the
listening to
emoticon
Mo's
flower.
advice. Sometimes he's like, pussy, blah, douche, beast mode. And then he's like,
Flower.
Get her a
No,
flower.
go get her.
It's because he's so cliche.
Because because here's the thing, right? If the woman likes you, her imagination's going to take off already. Okay, you don't need to give her words to dissect.
Yes.
Because words will
that's
bring
good.
out her own insecurities or her own view of what she thinks of you. Do something simple like a flower, a nice little gesture, that's it, or a nice little note, that's it. Nothing too serious.
There you go, Ming.
It's okay to approach.
Yes, I agree.
And make sure to bow before you do it. Because
Recently,
in
the
Hong
race
Kong,
card.
no, I'm saying I meet a lot of
Stereotype.
Japanese
Oh my
people
God,
bow
no.
out of respect.
Mohammed,
I
stop
swear.
it.
You can't call him Mike anymore
No,
now.
Japanese
You crossed the
people-
line.
I'm half Asian. I'm offended.
Japanese people bow out of respect. Come on now, I'm being that serious.
Jesus, what's happening? Recently, I've been
Art's
trying.
like, wrap it up.
Yes, I know. He's like, show over. Recently, I've been trying to approach girls during the day. I find it less competitive than the nightclub scene. My questions are, multiple questions. Do girls like to be approached and interrupted from what they are doing? Shopping, walking, texting,
Not
riding
in the
the
gym.
train?
Not in
No.
the gym. Not in the gym.
No.
Okay, but what about shopping, walking,
Yes.
texting, riding the train?
Yes,
They like being approached by the right guy.
yes.
They don't like being approached by the wrong guy. Same thing as what you were saying before.
It's all about if you're the right person. You could be a creeper, you can be a stud.
Yeah.
And you can say the exact same line as the stud, and if she doesn't like you, you're a creeper.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what's the advice then?
I
Take a
think
chance
you have
and
to
do
look,
it.
Well, you take a chance and do it. Like my friends, they're slime balls, and I love them to death. Their thing is the 1 out of 10. Their whole thing, they live by 1 out of 10.
That's great. That's great.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 are going to say yes, and hey, whatever, and they don't care. Me, I don't necessarily walk up to random. I have to see
Something you like.
something flirtatious.
Yeah.
You know, I hardly ever walk, but sometimes I regret it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I should have walked up to that girl.
Yeah,
I
because
think-
you never know.
I
Because
think
exactly
it's
like we
great.
were talking about that girl before where she was more reserved.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been missing out on a lot of those opportunities
Yeah.
because she wasn't like putting herself out there as much. So I say take the chance.
Yeah, and look, think about the competition, right? You go out at night to a bar, there are other single men there that are competing for the same girl, which A is going to make the man insecure in himself because all of a sudden you're going to look at these other guys like, that guy's good looking or that guy's got a full set of hair.
I don't think dudes look at each other.
Well,
like
I'm
that.
just saying
I've never
sometimes-
sized up another guy.
I'm
Well,
kinda-
because you're taller. You don't have to.
Well, girls size up girls all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Guys, like I like girls look at other girls' outfits and like, oh my god, I can't believe she's wearing that.
What a whore.
I've never been like, oh, you got green jeans on. I don't like you.
for me,
you should start.
For
Yeah.
me,
You're much more confident than Mo.
for me, I know if I could get a girl one-on-one, I got her. So it's all about getting
Because
her
you-
in
that's
an
where you can-
environment.
That's where she's most vulnerable, Mo. That
Yeah.
sounds creepy.
Well, no, I'm
But
a
And that's
wolf.
where you kidnap
My
her.
I'm a
opinion
wolf.
is that bars
That is
and
what I
clubs
club her.
are not the best place to meet women. There's tons
No.
of other places. Because like some people write in and say like, okay, I don't like to go to bars. Where else do I meet women? I'm like, everywhere. else.
Grocery
Like,
store, coffee shop.
Women are everywhere around you. Join groups. Go on
Dog
meetup.com.
park.
Go to singles mixers. Like go to people's birthday parties. Like go have
to
a
a
dinner
dog park.
party.
I've
Dog
never been
park.
to singles mixers.
You
Are they
haven't?
fun?
They are. They can be fun. That's the thing. You have to go to the right singles mixer. Have you been to a singles mixer?
I've been to a couple.
Let's
you
go,
have
Mo.
not.
Hey,
That's
let's
a
make it
lie.
a project for the show. Let's go.
Listen.
I'll go.
Mike and Holly.
I've done speed date. This is all when I was in a relationship too. Actually, no. Before I did
It's
go to a
called
singles
research.
mixer. That's where I started my business. I was at a singles mixer at a rabbi's house, and nobody was talking to each other. So I hated the singles mixer at that point. And then I started grabbing men and making them go talk to women and introduce them to other women and break the ice for them. And that's how I came up with my business concept of the wing girl method. So yeah, I like singles mixers. I think there's a lot of potential.
I
for
want to
them.
go to a swinger party with Mike and Holly.
Oh, I know.
And
I
that's
wanna do
all
that,
I'll
too.
do.
Wait, who's Mike and Holly?
Mike and Holly from the Mike and Holly show
They're
on
on
Playboy
Playboy
Radio.
Radio.
They came in and talked to
okay.
us about like fetishes and fantasies. And
Oh, I got
swinging.
invited to one of those things where you wear a mask and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
the heels.
Eyes Wide Shut.
They go with
Amazing.
to swinger parties with beautiful people.
Yeah.
You have to be beautiful to get in.
But I wouldn't want anybody banging my chick. That's the
No,
problem.
but
I know,
but
that was the
if you're
thing.
if you're a good single guy, they'll let you in as the single guy.
Yeah, but if you're a creepy single guy, they won't let
They
you
won't
in.
let you in.
But I wasn't creepy with them.
Well, but you are creepy now. Hey, ladies and Mo. Oh, wait. Did I read this one already? Oh, yeah. We're done. We're done with all of them. We've
Are we
answered
done?
every single question. We're just really fast talkers
Look at
today.
that. I like it.
We
I
got
like
Mo, Yo, Chris and Ma. I don't know how it's going to work. Anyway, that's it. That's all for Analyze This. So thank you for answering those
no
questions.
worries.
That was
Anytime.
you're like, I'm ready to go for more. Another hour, right?
Yeah, let's do this.
Well, you're
I'm
definitely
ready.
going to come back for sure because I think you were fantastic. And thank
Yeah,
you for
I
being
will.
so honest.
Yes.
And I hope everything works out with this
It
girl.
will.
Even though she communicates differently than you. But I love that you know that and that you can like understand that and respect it and not think something's wrong with her or vice versa for you.
Yeah, it's just weird.
But it's interesting that you know that because a lot of guys would get psyched out about it. But now that you're like aware of it, you can be like, okay, well, she's not a phone person, so therefore,
Yeah, she's not a phone person.
she's not going to respond. I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah, and I feel that like she's the type of person that there's no like senseless chit chat with her.
That's
You know?
good.
I love her.
You know, it's sort of like,
Big
hey,
fan.
or like all that senseless chit chat is for your one-on-one time when you're hanging out, having dinner, just whatever.
I'm in love with her. I think she sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So I hope that works out. And you'll update me on that. But
I will.
Anybody who wants to ask questions, please send them into ask@askwomenpodcast.com. And Michael, if people want to see
tweet
you,
me at Michael Yo, Instagram me at Michael Yo. I'm on CBS, OMG Insider. It's across the country. Chelsea lately. Yo Show on Yahoo. YoShow.yahoo.com.
Sounds like fun.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being on the
Yeah.
show. Go get your gifts for the holiday season for any woman in your life. Go to wingirlmethod.com/ask Amazon. I was like, what the hell is it? And also go to our new website, askwomenpodcast.com. And you can download new episodes of our podcast